Hello there. Today's lesson is volume and capacity. What is volume? Volume is the amount of 3D space that an object takes up. Right? The amount of 3D space that an object holds, occupies, is called its volume. But on the other hand, capacity is the amount of liquid or gas that you can put inside an object. The amount that an object holds inside it. Obviously, if you look at any object, in reality, the capacity will be less than the volume because the dimensions inside a cup, for example, is less than the dimensions outside that. So this means the volume should be more than capacity. But in our calculations, we are assuming that volume is equal to capacity. So whatever the volume is going to be the capacity. The only difference is we are going to say it in liters. Capacity is set in liters. Alright, that's the other point that I was going to bring up. Volume is measured in cubic meters, cubic centimeters, and cubic millimeters. And capacity is measured in liters, kiloliters, and milliliters. And you remember I said that we can go from volume to capacity. We got to use that. That's very important, that equation. Each cubic meter, which is the unit for volume, is the same as 1000 liters, which is a unit for capacity. So, volume is measured in cubic centimeter, cubic meter, cubic millimeter, but capacity is in liter, kiloliter, and milliliter, and that's how you go from one to another. Alright, here I have different units of volume and how to go from one unit to another unit. So if your volume is given in cubic meter, to go to cubic centimeter, times it by 100 to the power of 3. Okay, you got to be careful here because one meter is 100 centimeters. But we cannot say that 1 cubic meter is 100 cubic centimeter. That would be wrong. Okay? We cannot say that. It is much more than that. So then how do you go? You got to use 100, but 100 cubed. 100 cubed means a million. Alright? So 100 cubed is a million. That's why I'm saying when you're going from cubic meter to cubic centimeter, times it by 100 to the power of 3. If you're going backwards, again you got to this time divide by 100 to the power of 3. But 100 to the power of 3 is a million. That's why here I used 1 million, here I used 100 to the power of 3. They are the same thing. Okay? So 100 to the power of 3 is the same as a million. So when you're going to cubic centimeter times by a million, or 100 to the power of 3, when you're going backwards, divide by 100 to the power of 3 or a million. Alright, to go from cubic centimeter to cubic millimeter, again times by 10 to the power of 3. Again, you got to remember that 1 centimeter is 10 millimeter. We are not going to say that 1 cubic centimeter also is 10 cubic millimeter. That would be wrong. But what it is the same number for length cubed. Alright, 10 to the power of 3. Which works out to be 1,000. So going from cubic centimeter to cubic millimeter times by 10 to the 3 or 1,000. Going backwards, divide by 10 to the power of 3 or 1,000. So 10 to the power of 3 is the same as 1,000. For capacity, we said that capacity is measured in kiloliters, liters and milliliters. So this is always 1,000. So if you're going from kiloliters to liters, times by 1,000. If you're going from liters to milliliters, also times by 1,000. If going backwards, divide also by 1,000. From milliliter to liter, divide by 1,000. From liter to liter, divide by 1,000. Let's look at an example. A prism has a volume of 2,500 cubic centimeters. Find its volume in cubic meters and its capacity. Okay, we already been given the volume 2,500 cubic centimeters, but it is in a different unit than what they want from us. They want us to give it in cubic meters. Alright, so I'm going from cubic centimeters to cubic meters. So I need to divide by 1,000,000 or 100 to the 3. So divide by 1,000,000, 2,500 divided by 1,000,000 gives you that. 0.0025 cubic meters. The next part is telling me how much is the capacity. Now I have the volume in cubic meter. Using that 1 cubic meter is the same as 1,000 liters. So each one of them means each 1 cubic meter is 1,000. So I got to times this by 1,000. So 0.0025 times by 1,000 gives you 2.5. So it is 2.5 liters. Its capacity is 2.5 liters. Another example. A rectangular prism is 20 centimeters high, 40 centimeters wide, and 10 centimeters deep. Find its volume in cubic meters and its capacity in liters. Okay, first thing you got to remember that for a rectangular prism, to find the volume, times all 3 dimensions, times its width, by its depth, by its height. It doesn't matter in which order you're doing, but you got to do all of them. Alright, so we have 40 and 10 and 20. So times them together, you get 8,000. Because they are in centimeters, the volume will be in cubic centimeters. All of these dimensions were in meters, so the volume will be in cubic centimeters. But they are asking us to give it in cubic meters. So we are going from cubic centimeters, which you have, to cubic meters. Again, you're going from here to here. You got to divide by 1,000,000, divide by 1,000,000, and you get 0.08 cubic centimeters. Cubic meters. 0.08 cubic meters. And they are asking for its capacity. Again, when we know that the volume is that much, we times it, when the volume is in cubic meter, times it by 1,000 to get to its capacity in liters. So the capacity will be 80, because 0.08, which I have here, times by 1,000 gives me that. Thank you for your attention.